What is going on, people? Welcome to the Midwest Mike Sports Show. I am your host, Mike Klean, and I am back here with the one and only Midwest Mike. What is going on, buddy?
What's going on, man? Been a while since before Christmas sometime.
I
So
know. Did you have a nice little holiday season with the Brady Bunch you got going on over there?
oh yeah, it was good. It was good.
Good.
Just glad it's over though. January's here, new year, and time to get going. So
Good, man. Santa Claus was good to the kids?
yeah,
Good.
he came.
Good.
He came.
Good. It's surprising you've been hit with a ton of snow. You've been shoveling it up over there, man.
Yeah,
Crazy. Minnesota's been
ton of
killing you.
snow. Yeah,
But
yeah.
new year, and we're excited about things. And I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit before we get started here, but let's
Yeah,
have
today's
people.
actually day one. My wife wanted to do something, so she's going back to school for a year. And today's day one of all three kids in daycare. So I got 7 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to myself. Been waiting for this day for a long time. It takes a while to get kids into a good daycare. So
Absolutely.
today was the day where all three could finally get in. So they started that today. And I'm not even, the wife's not here. The kids aren't here. Nobody, just me, 7 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So looking forward to that. Because honestly, I mean, yeah, last year was a down year. We killed it to 2 years before that, and just been going through, what's changed. And besides me quitting my job last January, that's about the only thing I can think of is just all the distractions around the house trying to work and stuff. So
Sure.
it'll be nice just to do more of this stuff, do more lives, and start just getting back to the winning ways and get back to the old days. So I'm excited for it.
Absolutely, man. And speaking on that, we will be.
If you don't have kids, it's kind of you don't know, I guess, especially when one's 4, one's 2, and one's 1.
Yeah.
It's tough, working for 15 minutes and then getting distracted, having to go do something, and then get back in it. As soon as you start getting in a groove, you get pulled away.
Absolutely.
Or something comes up, you know what I mean? So it's just,
Yup.
it's nice just to work. So.
Yeah, dude, 100%, man, 100%. And that's why I only have a dog and no kids.
Yeah. Well, it'll
It's
be
very,
better for me
very
all
deep.
the way around because I was doing shit late at night and just random times, and it's just a clusterfuck. So
Yeah. And you know what? Like anything, man, we always tell people to stay consistent and be disciplined and everything like that. And that also goes with a life schedule. You're going to be consistent with it. You're going to have a, more of a daily structure. And I think that helps anybody achieve anything that they want to do. So I'm looking forward to that for you as well. And it's going to give us an opportunity to be doing a lot more for everybody. Free play people, people that are just fans of you, VIPs, everything like that. And we're going to be going live on Mondays now at 1 to 2 and Wednesdays as well. So that'll be great. It's going to give us an opportunity to give more away and do some more content for you guys, which I'm personally very excited about because, that's kind of what I'm here for. So,
yeah. And we'll work on getting some guests here and there that want to hop on. If any of you guys want to hop on, if you got a play today you want to talk about, or a play you really like and want to come on and tell us why, just send us an email, contact@midwestmikesports.com, and we can send you a link and get you on here today or in the future. So
absolutely. And I'll be doing a better job of promoting that all over our socials. So you guys will hear about it a lot more. It'll be in your face. Maybe I'll send a little email blast out to everybody about it as well. We'd really like to get the community started a little bit more here and have you guys a part of each and every show. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But we got Roger Mason in the house. Speaking of an OG, what up, Raj? How you doing, buddy? Hey, did you guys ever get together in Detroit?
No, it didn't end up happening.
Oh, that's a shame, man. Well, his Lions last night, although it was against our play, They're in the playoffs, man.
The Lions aren't.
The
Seattle
Lions.
is.
Oh, the Lions aren't?
No, Seattle won, so the Lions were eliminated. So if the Lions
Oh.
won, Seattle was in. If the Packers won, they were in.
Oh, okay. So I guess
They're
that
just
they were
playing for pride.
just playing for pride then. But I
Yeah.
guess that was a big win for Roger up there. But
They had a
if
winning season. Finished
they
9-8.
did, they
So
did a lot to build off of up there. A lot to build
yeah,
up off there. We
Lions are
got
gonna
Cody in
be
the house.
they're gonna be good.
They are. They absolutely are. A lot to figure out with Goff, though. A lot to figure out.
They probably have one of the best offensive coordinators around, and I think a lot of GMs are going to be going after him for coaching. Those last couple of drives, the play calling was. If you're the Packers, you don't know what the fuck is coming. Similar to that play on the Jets on that 4th and inches, how they beat the Jets. That play to that tight end that nobody's heard of after they traded Hawkinson to the Vikings. Nobody saw that coming. What was it, a 45, 55-yard pass for a touchdown?
Yeah.
Or maybe he got stopped at the 5-yard line, whatever it was. But that, and then last night they had some trickery plays. Even the declining the penalty to get an extra play, the offsides, declining it on the 2nd and 1 versus taking the first down. So just little stuff like that, which that I guess was probably more Dan Campbell. But their offensive coordinator, hats off to him. I don't think the Packers knew what the hell was coming, pass, they had no idea. And the Lions got it done. So
absolutely, man.
But if you're a Lions fan, you got to be worried about losing him to one of these teams that fired their coach today, or I think the guy's 36 years old. He's young, and he did a hell of a job calling those plays last night. So
yeah, he did. He absolutely did. We got Zach Johnson in the house. What up, Zach? How you doing, buddy?
Zach, what's going on, brother?
We got BZ's YouTube. What up, fellas? How you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Roger saying yes. Not the same old Lions. Excited for next year. I jumped the gun, Raj. I thought you guys were in the playoffs for a second there. Forgot about Seattle, man. They've kind of
Seattle plays the Niners.
I know they've been laboring into the playoffs here. I sadly forgot about them, but NFL playoffs in general finally shaped up here. Any game you specifically are super excited about, Mike?
Haven't dug into much yet. Just taking a look at the matchups and stuff. Definitely, I think there'll be a good teaser for the weekend's games. You got San Fran. That opened, I think, at 7.5, 8. Not all books had it open, though. But that's sitting at 10 right now. San Fran at home versus the Seahawks. The Jags-Chargers, I think, will be an entertaining game. I know we talked about this one earlier. I know you like the Chargers, but Jacksonville's been playing really well on both sides of the ball. They're at home. So definitely a slight 1-point dog to look out for there. You got the Dolphins and Bills. Kind of tough to talk about that one until you know, obviously, the uncertainty with Tua, if he's going to be in or out. I mean, you'd have to assume he's going to be in right now, but Buffalo at home in the playoffs, especially after what happened last Monday night.
Yeah, man.
Hard to bet against that. But you got these 10-point spreads, you can do a 7-point teaser. Obviously San Fran against the Seahawks, you can get that down to 3, Buffalo down to 3.5. The Bengals Ravens will be a good one. Obviously Jackson should be back for that, but the Bengals are playing really, really good ball.
They are,
especially at home. Giants rematch there from a couple weeks ago. That'll be a good game, and the Dallas Tampa game, 3-point spread right now. Tampa's looked like shit a lot throughout the year, but could definitely see them winning that game. So it'll be interesting.
Me too, man. We get plus money time.
And Dallas's coach. Oh my God, dude.
McCarthy can't coach himself out of a paper bag, bro.
No.
I don't like him. I didn't like him in Green Bay. I personally have a vendetta against him, just how he treated Brett Favre on his way out. just them and the whole organization, even though I do call myself technically a Packers fan because I love going up to Lambeau Field and going seeing games up there. But I think the Bucks are going to surprise some people, man. I really, really do. Just for this one game, I think they could, get smoked by
And to
whoever
have
they
the
play
season
next.
they
But
did and have home field versus the Cowboys, it's messed up, man.
it is messed up. But I mean, if you
It's
change
the
the
way it is.
format now, that's changing. That's changing a lot of history there. So
Well, and
I don't
then if
know.
you have the Bills and Chiefs in the AFC Championship, it's going to be on a neutral site. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah.
Because of the
So
whole canceled game and everything. And what a nightmare situation. Thank God Hamlin's doing good. I think that I just saw that they signed like a players agreement or something with the NFL. He's still going to get his whole contract whether he plays again or not, which I
versus
think
being
is
on the
great.
IR, yeah.
Yep.
Because if you're on the
And
IR, he gets paid a lot less than
right.
if they're on the active roster. So he's being paid like he is on the active roster.
Exactly. So that's fantastic for him. But as far as like betters, what a nightmare for books and everything about like voiding a ton of season long bets and different stuff like that. I mean, it's just a very unprecedented situation for sure. And if that AFC Championship game is on a neutral site, I mean that's going to be odd, man. I mean, are you going to sell tickets? How are you going to just give tickets away in that wherever they play? I mean,
Oh, they'll
that's
sell tickets. That's a huge moneymaker for
yeah, I know,
sure.
but that's an interesting spot because you're gonna have a lot of people flying in and out. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's
Have they
interesting.
talked about where that game would be?
I haven't seen anything specifically on that, but I'm not too sure.
I was just curious if anyone's heard anything about possible sites for that because it probably wouldn't be a team in the playoffs.
Right.
Um, Love to have it here in Minnesota.
Yeah. It.
Indianapolis, I guess, passed on it for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Some people think it'll be a place between Buffalo and Kansas City, whatever that means. But
Maybe Chicago, huh?
interesting. You never know.
I mean, you got to keep it. You got to
Detroit
keep
bowed
them.
out too. Detroit and Indy both bowed out. I don't know why. You'd think it'd be good for the city. Think
You
they'd
would
want that.
think, I think as far as keeping the competition how it should be, I mean, if those two teams do meet, you got to throw them in cold weather, man. I mean, you throw them in a dome. Yeah, it might be better for the league and like creating revenue and different things like that. But I mean, throwing those two teams in a dome, what the hell is that
Uh,
total going to be?
Lucas Oil Stadium was already booked for a national volleyball tournament that already has 30,000 people coming to town. So I guess it wasn't just by choice. They actually
Mm.
had um, something going on. And Ford Field, I guess, is unavailable too. So it's just you got to see what's available, I guess.
Yeah, Roger is saying that they don't have a field. They ripped up all the turf and they're redoing everything. So
Chicago is looking like it could be a scenario. That'd be interesting.
that'd be interesting, man. I might have to find myself in Soldier Field for an actual football game, not the
Oh,
joke that the Bears put out there. But
Roger's saying Detroit has no field. They ripped up all the turf. They're redoing it all. So it
yep,
must be unavailable.
yep. Speaking of the Bears, they have the first overall draft pick because good old Lovey Smith still must have love for the Bears and gave it away. So
Who,
we'll see how the Bears fuck this up.
well, they should take Stroud, don't you think?
I have no idea what they're going to do, but
That's what I'd
I
take.
do know the Bears organization, and they don't necessarily get much right. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, I'm sure they'll keep Fields, so they're not going to take Stroud. They do a trade or whoever else, whatever else other position they need. But
I mean, they need they need a wide receiver desperately, and offensive lineman
yeah,
desperately.
you wouldn't take a receiver first overall.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you need. So if you are going to trade it away, make sure it's a substantial amount of picks that maybe you're going to get in the later first round or first and second, and stack up on some top talent. I
Yeah.
mean, you need offensive line and you need a receiver because I'll tell you right now, Chase Claypool ain't the answer, and Ahmad St. Brown's brother's not the answer,
You like
and
Fields?
Mooney's too small. I didn't. And after this season, I think I've gained an ounce of respect for him. I really do. I think he's a
I have,
gamer.
but is he the answer? Is he a guy who can give you a Super Bowl?
How can the coaching staff and him personally as well develop his arm to be a more accurate quarterback? Because he's by far the most dynamic running back in the league right
Running,
now.
yes.
So
But
can he
passing,
get more accurate? I mean, can he work with the right coaches? Can he go to work in the offseason and get more accurate? That's the answer. If he can do that, man, I mean, he might be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. He don't have a bad arm. It's not accurate. And he don't have the weapons. Get him a
yeah,
weapon. Let's see what he could do.
yeah,
You know? I don't
yeah.
know. I think he showed too much this year to pull the plug.
Yeah,
I don't know how you
no,
could.
definitely. It's just you're in an interesting spot with the number 1 overall pick. So this is your chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, we see number 1 overall picks not pan out anyway.
Yeah.
So you never know. You never know. Zach Johnson, Super Bowl pick. Now, if my mind serves me correctly here, Mike, we had a NFL future put out around this time last year, and that shit cashed, and that was the Rams.
Yeah, I put that out in mid-January,
Are we
right
looking
around
to get
wild card
another?
weekend, and did put out the Rams. Right now, I mean, there's going to be there's 4 teams that, I mean, you got the Eagles and Niners in the NFC, I think, and then you got you got 3 teams in the AFC. You got the Bengals, you got the Bills, and you got the Chiefs. So those are the 5 teams.
Yeah.
We do have a futures on the Eagles.
Right.
I don't remember the exact odds. It's I think around plus 1,200. I personally put about $2,000 on it to win 25. I think.
Yep.
So obviously rooting for that.
Plus 1,100. Just check.
Plus 1,100.
Yep.
So we'll also have hedge opportunity and stuff there. I'm really high on the Niners, man. Even with Purdy, to be honest.
I love Purdy.
I think it's gonna be them or the Eagles. We got the Eagles future. So, and the AFC's tough. I know a lot of people are high on the Bengals and stuff. I'm probably more high. Probably most high, honestly, on the Chiefs in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree.
Followed by the Bills, followed by the Bengals. And the NFC is tough.
Yeah.
Eagles and Niners are pretty neck and neck for me right there.
Sure.
Vikings Super Bowl, as much as I love it, no. I think we'll have a tough game this weekend. I think they can pull it out. But it's going to be a good game. I mean, Dallas is the Giants are no pushover.
No, they're not.
We struggled with them the last game.
Mm-hmm.
But we win a lot of close games. So I expect the game to be tight. Vikings are laying a field goal at home. Got home field for this one anyways, which is big. But yeah, I think the Vikings can pull this one out. I like our coach. Cousins has done really, really, really well this year.
Yes.
We had a season win total on the Vikings that we hit early on.
Yep.
November, just early December, whenever we cashed that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the Vikings winning the division. They did. But at the same time, I don't think they're going to do much in the playoffs. I do think we got a pretty good shot of winning this first one, but after that, I think it's going to be pretty tough. Getting by the Niners or the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles slapped the shit out of us week 2.
Right.
That was on the road, which if we play them, it would obviously be in Philly. So it's going to be a tough game if we even got to that point. But yeah, I'd love to see it. Be rooting for it, obviously, but I don't bet with my heart. So as far as betting wise, we'll see. But
yeah, and I mean, here's a question for you then. If they don't do anything in the playoffs, say they win one, they don't win it again. What do they do? I mean, you go back to the drawing board. I mean, they have all the pieces to do it.
They need to work on their defense a little bit.
Their defense
the
is
running
lacking.
defense, the rush defense is pretty bad.
Yeah.
The Packers ran all over us. I mean, we've had teams just run all over us. So there's a couple pieces. I mean, offensively, I think we're pretty good. But defensively, there's some pieces that we could definitely use to be a better team. And
Sure.
that's shown. That's shown big time. I mean, that comeback against the Colts was crazy, being down 36, whatever at half. Obviously, we got the offense to compete with anybody offensively. It's just
Absolutely.
the defense has been really bad, and it's played really good at times. We've had some injuries, with Harrison Smith and a couple others, but but there's still some pieces that we need on the defensive side, I think, to compete for a Super Bowl personally.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about NFL playoffs is it's one game. Anything can happen. Fluke shit. We've seen it happen a lot during the regular season when the Vikings beat the Bills in Buffalo, the fluke fumble, the fluke 4th and 18 crazy ass catch by Justin Jefferson. I mean, weird shit happens.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it. It's one game. So Vikings have had a horseshoe up their ass. Hopefully it stays up their ass for as long as they can. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. No. I mean, you're 100% correct.
They can just pass it along to me, and maybe we can start to catch some breaks here. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take it.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I will take that.
Just hand it over. You're done.
Exactly. The Vikings have been suffering for long enough. They can, give us some. They can give us some luck. That's for damn sure. But speaking of a horseshoe up their ass, I know we can't touch on it much, but we do have the national championship going on tonight. And we've talked about it a bunch that the Vikings remind us a whole hell of a lot of TCU and their run this season. It has been fun to watch. We've caught some bad breaks on a couple of their games. But anything you want to just talk about on the national championship, we do have a play on the side, do have a play on the total. And you guys should definitely hop on it because Mike has a really great read on it. But take it away.
Very confident in the side and the total tonight. Got a little write-up on it. Can't say a lot about it, but we were college football at the end of the bowl season here, up and down. We are entering tonight on a 7-1, 88% college football run. The last Saturday of the bowl games, that was the Saturday we had a 6-0 sweep, 5-0 sweep in college football. We were on TCU, who obviously beat Michigan outright. We were on TCU +7, 7.5, 8, whatever the hell the spread was. And then we were on Ohio State +7 and the over. We cashed all those, obviously. We had some other Iowa and some other total, the Bama K-State over that we hit as well for that sweep that day. But we're on TCU. We're on Ohio State. Now tonight we got TCU. We got Georgia. We bet on and against TCU quite a bit this season for whatever reason, just the way it worked out. TCU has won a lot of close games. They're kind of like the Vikings of the NFL. TCU is kind of like that of college football. But props off to them. They found a way to get it done. They've also kind of been a slower starting team where they've made some huge comebacks in the second halves of, I know 3 games off the top of my head for sure, the Oklahoma State, the Baylor, the K-State. Granted, the K-State one, both starting and backup quarterback got hurt, so that obviously helped things out. And Georgia almost just lost to Ohio State, so not going to speak on it a ton, just can't really without giving stuff away, but should be a good game. Looking forward to hopefully cashing both of them. We got a 3-unit play of the week on the side, 2-unit play on the total. And I'm not just playing the side and total just because it's the college championship, guys. I'm playing both, 1 for 3 units and 1 for 2, because I love them both, truly. So this is one of those games where I love the total. I love the side. I like the side a little bit more, but it's damn close. So that's why I'm playing both of them, and hopefully finish college football on a 9-1 run, and cash both of these for 5 units and cash the other stuff that we're going to have up and already got up, and have a night and get the week started. But should be a good game. Looking forward to it. TCU definitely has had a horseshoe up their ass all year, and we'll see what happens here tonight. It's football; anything can happen. But at the same time, I feel pretty strongly about the side and the total on it. So if you're interested in that, check it out, MidwestMikeSports.com. And if you just want to check out a day, if we don't profit today, you buy a daily today and we don't profit, I'll give you the next couple days free. But I'm confident in these two plays. We hit these two plays, we're going to be profiting money today. So
absolutely. I cannot wait. I do wish my man JJ McCarthy was playing tonight. But I think Michigan's time might be next year with him. He had a good season.
And Georgia's not a team that I have bet on or against, I don't think, the entire year.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Until the Ohio State game when I took Ohio State +7. So I think that's the first time going with or against them all year. They're just not, I don't know, for whatever reason, just not a team that I really dug into that much. But
yeah, absolutely, man.
But I'm very familiar with TCU, the good and the bad of them. So yeah, got a pretty strong opinion on the game.
It shall be a fun one. Do not miss out. We got Kevin in the house. He wants an early free play. We do have a free play locked and loaded up here for you guys.
Yeah, and I can go over it real quick if you put it up.
So let's do that. It is a play in the NHL. Flyers versus Sabres. Over 6.5 to win 1U. Take it away, Mikey.
The Sabres ranked number 1 in offense in the NHL. They average 4.03 goals per game. So 4 goals per game, pretty damn impressive. But at the same time, they have one of the worst defenses in the NHL, ranked 24th, allowing 3.43. They're also ranked second on the power play, converting 29% of the time. The last 10 games head-to-head between these two teams, the over is 7-3, including 4-0 in the last 4 in Buffalo. When you look at Philly, you think bad defensive team, which they are. Both these teams have very weak defenses. As I said, Buffalo is the number 1 scoring offense, but Philly, as of late, their last 5 games, guys, they averaged 2.77 goals per game throughout the season, but their last 5 games, they've been averaging 4 goals per game. And they are 4-1 actually in their last 5 games, and 4 consecutive wins is the most they've strung together all season. So Philly's playing its best hockey right now. Granted, it was against some of the bottom tier teams, but the point is they've played those same teams throughout the year as well and lost those types of games. So they're coming into this one playing their best hockey. They're averaging 4 goals per game right now over their last 5. They did lose they were on a 4-game win streak. I think the Leafs beat them 6-2 their last game, but that's the Leafs. They're a good team. They still got a couple on them. But Buffalo's defense is bad. So Philly's playing their best offensively they played all year. They're going up against a bad defense. They are on a back-to-back. But still, I think the Flyers, it's not unrealistic to see them score 2-3 here, and the Sabres should get their average at least of about 4, if not 5, and wouldn't be surprised to see a 5-3, 4-3 type of game, hopefully worst case, to push it over the total. I mean, either way, both teams score 3 goals. It's automatic. You know, you got the 6 there. Yep. It's automatically a 4-3 game. You cash the over. I do think there is a decent shot that the Flyers can put up 3 today. Obviously, Buffalo's the favorite to win. They got the number 1 scoring offense. They're a little bit more rested, so you got to expect that they should win. I'm not taking a side. I'm not telling you to take Buffalo here. But the way the Flyers have been playing offensively against this defense, they should score at minimum 2, but I like to see them score. I think they can score 3 goals here. And like I said, the Sabres should have no problem scoring 3 to 5 goals here. So see a 4-3, 5-3 type of game here tonight. Hence why I like the over, and I'm on the over 6.5. Anything else that I missed? No, I mean, that's about it. I think the over is also 7-2 in the Flyers' last 9 games, 4-1 in the Sabres' last 5. So we're seeing strong over trends from both teams. games in Buffalo. Flyers are also playing one of their backup goalies, the Samuel Urson. He wasn't their original backup to start the season, but he has been playing well. But it's also he's 3-0 with like a 2.89 goals against average, I believe. But he also has done it versus shitty teams. So, and now he's playing the number one offense in the NHL. So Carter Hart's out with a concussion right now. So that also works to our advantage. He's not in net. So the Samuel Urson, I don't even know if I'm saying his name correctly, but he facing the best offense he's ever seen in the NHL tonight. So I expect him to give up some goals. Craig Anderson is in net for the Sabres. He's been pretty good, but like I said, Flyers are playing well offensively right now. I think if the Flyers score 3 here, should definitely go over. Even if they only put up 2, you still could be a 5-2 type of game. So even 4-2, get an empty netter at the end, something like that. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I like the over for 1 unit.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And just to throw that up again, Flyers, Sabres over 6.5 to win 1 unit. That would be our
as far as other leans in the NHL. It's a pretty short slate in the NHL. College basketball slate's really gross. I just got one college basketball play tonight. The Ottawa-Nashville game is interesting. Small lean on Ottawa. Nashville's getting most of the money, and the line's kind of reversing. Ottawa opened up at 110. They're around minus 120 right now. That's probably my smallest lean of the night. The 2 stronger leans would probably be the Kraken Canadiens over and the Kraken. So maybe even a Kraken and over 6, small little sprinkle or something. But the total's actually moved from 6.5 to 6. Let's see where the money is on it right now, which kind of concerns me. And just betting on Montreal to score goals is concerning in itself. Just because if they don't show up offensively, it might not go over. So that's kind of why I officially, there's been some sharp moves on the under. The overs get more money, so the kind of reversed. So if I was to play anything, it would probably be the Kraken as a second NHL play. I wouldn't even probably mess with the over on that game, just from what I'm seeing here right now. But my favorite NHL play tonight is the Sabres Flyers over. And then if I had to have another NHL play, it'd probably be the Kraken. But I'd also play it in regulation because the money line's like minus 200. So you should be able to get in regulation 110, 120, something like that. So
beautiful. Beautiful. Moving on to the association. We have kind of a short slate today as well in the NBA.
It's a good slate, though.
It is a good slate. We were talking about a few plays before we hopped on here. Mike's looking at a couple good ones that I think you guys really are going to be interested in. But Mike, take it away.
Oh my God! Fuck that one line move, dude.
I know.
Moved a 1.5.
I know. I'm looking at it right now. Oh boy.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we got the Pelicans and Wizards. I'm not interested in that game. We got the Bulls and Celtics. That one is interesting. We got the Bucks, Knicks. Not touching that one. We got the Grizzlies, Spurs. Nah. Got the Nuggets and Lakers. Very interesting. I've gone against the Lakers the last 2 games. Obviously lost. They've won 5 straight outright. And then you got the Magic and Kings, which to me, I'll likely have a play on the total on the Magic Kings game. And then I'm looking at a side on the Bulls, Celtics, and the Lakers Nuggets game. We can just talk about the Lakers Nuggets game because this game's just going to piss me off now. It opened at 8.5. We were just talking about this game when the spread was 10. I was going to maybe play it for a unit at -9, -130, just to get it as close to the opening line at 8.5 as possible without paying an ungodly amount of juice. And now I see it maybe even move to 11.5. The Lakers have been getting all the money, and the line has actually been reversing. It's now reversed 3 points from 8.5 to 11.5. Couple of key things with this. This is the fourth matchup between these teams this season. The home team has won by double digits every single time. There's a reason this spread is as high as it is. The Lakers have won 5, not just covered 5 straight. They've won outright 5 straight as underdogs. All right. Mm-hmm. And they've done it against who we were on, the Hawks, the Kings, the Heat, the Hornets, and Atlanta. I was actually on 3 out of 5 of those. I was on the Hornets, I was on the Hawks, and I was on the Kings. And during these 5 games, guys, the Lakers have just shot unbelievable. The one game, LeBron had almost 50 points. You got Bryant, who's really started playing really well, going crazy from deep. He was like 10 for 14 the one night shooting. Russell Westbrook shot 50% the one game. They're shooting really, really well. But tonight, I think the spread's high for a reason. Everyone sees the Lakers they've won every game since LeBron turned 38 years old, fucking blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. I've been going against them, kind of waiting for the down game. It hasn't happened yet, and I'd still bet on it happening tonight. If you can get this at 11, which let me see if I can right now. If I can get this at 11 and buy a point minus 130 to minus 10, I'm gonna put it in right now.
LeBron James has been downgraded to questionable, which is why the line moved 16 minutes ago.
It's also why the line was that high to fucking begin with. Vegas knew that shit. It's that
I did say that before we came on the show. I'm like, maybe LeBron don't play tonight. I mean, why is it so high? Whenever the association gives us lines that seem too good to be true, it's something you need to dig into. And
the one thing I will say, though, is when these injury games happen, usually the injury team fucking somehow wins outright or some bullshit. It's weird. I almost want LeBron to play with the fucking – I'm not kidding.
Yeah, you're right.
Have him play. I'd rather have him fucking play.
You're right.
Because weird shit happens when those guys fucking get ruled out. But Denver at home, guys, this team is 12-3 straight up in their last 15. Yeah, the Lakers have won 5 straight. AD's looking at ramping up his workload to come back sometime this week. But Denver's 12-3 in their last 15. And check this out at home. Check out these last home games. They beat the Cavs, which I understand a little shorthanded, but it was a 5-point spread. They beat them by 13. The game before that at home, they beat the Clippers by 31 as 4.5-point favorites. I'm just looking at the home games. Game before that, they beat the Celtics as 3.5-point dogs outright by 12. Game before that, Heat by 5, which they also covered. Game before that, Phoenix by 3. Game before that, Portland by 13. Game before that, Memphis by 14. The point is, in all these games, they've been dogs or 5 or less point favorites, and they've been winning by double digits at home anyways. So it's a big fucking number, especially versus a hot team. I get it. But like I said, the spread is that high for a reason. Whether that's LeBron's going to be out or the Lakers just don't show up tonight, whatever the case is, there's something there, and that's why the spread is that high. It's most likely probably LeBron. But here's the deal. The line opened at 8.5. Yeah, it's at 11 now. I just locked it in at minus 10, minus 130. I really wish I had locked it in at the 10, bought a point down to 9, and got it a half point higher than the opener at minus 130. But it is what it is. The totals dropped 2-3 points now too. So that's also telling that he's probably not going to play.
Sure.
And that's a big 3 points is a big jump in the total too.
Yeah.
Because that shit opened at 240, was up to 242, 242.5, and now it's down to 239.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that spread was that high for a reason. Isn't it amazing how Vegas knows everything before it happens?
They have their flies on the wall, my friend. They certainly do.
It's a tough lay. But I've gone against these guys 3 out of their last 4 games. It's going to happen, just like how we back the Hornets 2 games in a row. Then we don't back them, and they blow the Bucks out. They outscored the Bucks by damn near 30 points in the first quarter on the road. And then the same thing with the Hawks. Now the Hawks show up and beat the Clippers last night. Some of these teams, it's just hard to know when they're going to show up and when they're not. But regardless, Bron plays, doesn't play. Like I said, I'd seriously almost like him to play, but I don't see the Lakers continuing to shoot as well as they have. Yeah, they've played great their last 5 games, but I just don't think it's that sustainable. You still have Reeves out. Reeves is still out. He's a big piece there. He doesn't sound like a big name, but for this Lakers team and the shape they're in right now, he is a big name for them. He's one of their top guys. He remains out. But that line tells you LeBron's probably not going to play. I mean, it's 10 points against a team that's won 5 straight as dogs.
It's a weird line, man. It's a weird line, and the Lakers actually have won 2 games against the Nuggets. This is the last game in the 4-game series.
They're both home games, and they're by double digits.
Right. So, I mean, it's been an interesting matchup all season.
And the Lakers are still getting more money than the Nuggets, and the line's reversed almost 3 full points now.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, nothing's officially came out that LeBron will be out. So people probably a lot of public bettors probably, see probable.
They see that big number. Well, they probably don't even look at the fucking injury report, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that.
They see the big number and
free cheese. That's what they think. Free cheese. And nothing is free cheese in the NBA. Nothing. But you are right. I mean, it's been a year of weird injury games and teams winning in clusters. Even, we've seen like the Orlando Magic cluster games together or the Houston Rockets cluster wins. Like, it's been weird. And, nothing surprises me anymore in the association, but we both did say about this spread, tie for a reason. And as the day goes on here, we got about roughly 6 and a half hours before tip off here. More will develop. Will develop for sure.
Justin, yes. Chicago's the look that I was looking at there. The only thing that has me weird about it is like 50% of tickets are on the Bulls, and it's like 97% of the money. Marcus Smart was just ruled out. This line was 8 on my book. Now it's Bulls 8.5. Sometimes the shit doesn't matter. But I don't know. It just has me a little weird about it now. Mm-hmm. Smart's ruled out, and the spread gets a half point higher. And all the money's on the Bulls. It's weird. I do lean the Bulls there. I do. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably going to be rolling with that Nuggets play, and then I'll have a play on the total on the Magic and Kings game personally. And the Bulls will just be a small lean for now. That could change.
Sure.
But let's see the updated money here on the Bulls game.
Well, the Bulls, they tend to do this. They tend to get up for elite teams and kind of the shitty teams they struggle against. And, they have played well against the Celtics all year. It's an interesting game. And Justin, this is actually a perfect example, guys, of what we're talking about. If you guys want to hop on the show on Wednesday or any other show, just email in if you have a play. And we'll send you the link, and you can come on here, show why, or tell us why you like it. And we'll get everybody in the chat, maybe hopping on it or telling you you're a fool. And we'll have some fun with it and build a community up and have you guys more interactive with the show. So that's a perfect example. You guys can come on and actually show your face and tell the play that you like for the night. So we're excited to do that. So Justin, if you ever want to hop on, just send an email and we'll get you the code, whatever show you want to come on.
And props too. Is there any props you guys like tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kyle, the Action app, is it worth the money? I guess I have it, so I don't know what you get for free and what you don't get for free. Some of the articles and stuff are okay. Some some of the authors have like a lot of trends and that kind of stuff in there. That's just nice to think about and see and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's good for you're tracking your action. I know they have special offers if you're in a betting legal state and stuff. I'm not, so I don't use it for that kind of stuff, but I know they have a lot of stuff there. And yeah, I don't know what you get with the $8.99 a month thing, to be honest with you, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. But
yeah, no, it's worth it. It's worth the money. DeRozan over points. This is another one. Get you on here and tell us why.
Absolutely.
Tell us why.
I love me some good props. Love it. What's that line sitting at, DeRozan?
I have no idea.
Me either. Let me take a look on DraftKings really quick, see if it's up. Player points over 26.5, minus 115.
So now tell me what he's done against Boston. Tell me what he's done his last 5-10 games, what he's averaging.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's right at his average for the season. He's averaging 26.4. If I go into some of these games against Boston, game 1, he had 25. Game 2, he had 46. Game they actually lost, which normally if DeRozan's over 40 or 35, you're looking for the Bulls to either win or cover.
Well, Mitchell had almost 70 and they almost lost to the Bulls.
I know. And DeRozan had 28 game 3 against Boston.
He goes to the free throw line a lot.
He does. He is the mid-range master. 35 last game against the Jazz. 76ers, 12 points. See, he does this. He'll go off and then he'll take a step back a little bit. And then 22 against the Nets. Those are the last 3 wins. And again, just what I was talking about, the clusters. Bulls clustered 3 wins together here. It's just, I don't know.
But if you're taking the spread, they don't have to win out, right? They just got to keep it with an 8. But
right. Line seems appropriate for DeRozan.
Yeah.
Seems appropriate.
And I still like the 8.5. It's just weird. That's all. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just better off just staying away and seeing what happens and learn from it. But
absolutely. Justin's been hitting double props.
Thomas Bryant has been a fucking machine here lately, so doesn't surprise me. Another guy to look at is Sabonis. I almost released one a couple times, and he would have hit both of them. One was a rebounds and assist one, and then one was a points one. But I love Sabonis. He shares the ball. He communicates a lot with he's a great player.
He's a fundamentally sound big man.
He's a team guy. Just
does the right things out there for sure. But those double props, man, those are normally sitting at plus money unless you have like a Westbrook or something like that.
See, I don't have the FanDuels and DraftKings and shit, so I don't even really see that shit. You know what I mean?
Right. It definitely. I understand why a lot of newer bettors that get into the space get very overwhelmed, because when you look at DraftKings, I don't have FanDuel. I mean, I could if I wanted to. I just haven't signed up. But I do have DraftKings, and man, there's just so much on each game, all the different props, all the different angles you could take. I mean, they're really throwing the house at you, and you could definitely get overwhelmed. So, Justin, if you're finding some cool props like that to hit, hop on the show with us and tell us about it. I want to make some money with you, bro. I want to.
Yeah, Zach. Yeah, I got. It's a very weak college basketball slate. I do have a play on that. I do have one college basketball play, and yes, New Mexico opened at 4.5, jumped to 6. New Mexico, I think, is 14-2. They won 14 straight, lost their last 2. Oral Roberts is also, the hell are they? They've only lost a couple games too, I think. 13-3. So 13-3, 14-2. New Mexico is actually rated 21st in the country. Not surprising. New Mexico is getting most of the money, hence the line move, but it is a good sign that the line is moving. If it wasn't moving, then I'd be concerned about it. But yeah, that's I like it. Yeah, at 6. I don't know if it'll really go any higher. We'll see, but I just 6 will probably be the peak on that one. I don't see it going too much higher. But
Absolutely.
But yeah, if you got in this morning, then hopefully you got a good line. So
Yup.
And that's why the college basketball play that I did post was posted early to get the better line. So
yeah, you posted that thing in vampire hours, man. It was like
3 a.m. 3:03 a.m., something like that.
Jaden, thank you for hopping in here and watching, my man. Always appreciate it. Thank you for being in the chat. All right. I mean, that pretty much concludes today's show. Like we keep saying, guys, we really want you guys to start interacting more with it, and we hope to see some of you on here and create some regulars that give us some great plays. So look for that on Wednesday and just going forward.
Bring the heat.
Bring the heat. Let's cash some winners. Mikey, you got any closing notes here?
No, just like I kind of started out the show, I'm excited to get back to it and free of distractions. Like I explained at the beginning of the show, all 3 kids in daycare now, wife going back to school. So I got 7 hours a day just to fucking work, just straight, no distractions. So looking forward to that. And it's early here in January, guys. Last week was bad. There's no other way to put it. But I will say that's probably the first time in a long time that I've had so many games, and I'm talking double-digit games last week, that were decided in the final 15 seconds, and how absolutely none of them bounced our way. I mean, that's just some shit luck. No other way to put it. Because a few of those games were on the right side. That Ohio State game, they blew that shit. They should have won that game. We had 3 Texas Tech. We had 3 college Oklahoma. We had 3 games back to back to back, 3 nights in a row that had chances with 10 seconds to go and turn the ball over, inbounding the ball. Didn't even get a shot off. So like shit like that. And Texas Tech was down 1 with the ball, and we had +1. So they make it and win, or miss it and we push. Instead, they turn the ball over and we lose it. So, but yeah, if you look at those games, some of those were the right calls. So, some were the wrong calls. West Virginia, we didn't get the outcome we wanted on that one, on that 2-unit play of the day on Saturday, but I can promise you West Virginia was a very, very sharp play. Kansas just shot like crazy from beyond the arc, and West Virginia shot like absolute dog shit. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Some teams show up, some don't. But yeah, I would not expect this week to have as many close games, how just none bounce our way. Hockey, college basketball, I mean, all that stuff. So I'm here, focus on winning, guys. It's early in the year. This is our really first or second full week in January. I don't even know what's the date. The 9th. So we're just starting our second full week in January. Yes, it was a rough week last week, but I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. I want to make it our biggest year ever. We are going to have bad weeks here and there, but hopefully just here and there, and get back to the consistent ways. I mean, I remember, back in the day when we had like 17 of 21 winning weeks. We had 14 out of 17 winning days, shit like that. That's what I want to get back to. So I think I've created an environment for myself to be able to focus on doing that, by just getting everything away from me and being by myself now for 7 hours a day that I haven't had in years. So looking forward to that. Love the 2 plays tonight. I mean, I love everything, but love the 3-unit college football side. I love the 2-unit total. Hopefully we get both of those 5-unit starts of the night, get some of these other 1-unit plays, have a great Monday, great start to the week, and just start taking off. So That's the plan.
Absolutely.
And regardless what happens tonight in the college football game, truly, I think this side and total are the plays. I think we hit both of them. If we hit the side, not the total, so be it. But I really think we got a good shot at hitting at both of them. And I really, truly 100% believe that the side and total I'm on are the two plays in that game. So without a doubt.
I could not agree more, my friend. I could not agree more. Again, tonight's NHL free play over 6.5 to win 1U, Flyers Sabres. And if you want Mike's, if you want his explanation on that, I'll be posting up a small video on socials, kind of that summarizes it, or you can go back on YouTube and rewatch the full explanation.
USC, another one. Up 15 with 4 or 5 minutes to go and lose the game by 1. Just crazy shit.
We sadly have been hit with some crazy shit, but we need to be it's going to turn, and we're going to win with some crazy shit and just win with some easy no sweatas, as I like to call them.
It's games like that, guys, that I say we were on the right side, but we weren't because we lost, right?
Right.
USC was up damn near 14 points the entire game, including up 15 with 5 minutes to go. And then you get the muffed kickoff return and shit starts turning. And that's the type of shit that we've been beat on some games. And it's just weird shit. It happens. It's not the first time. Definitely won't be the last time. But just so much of that shit compacted in a week. And that's where the frustration comes from. I get it. However frustrated you are, take that times 100. Mike knows.
Yeah, absolutely, man. For us both.
Listens to me bitching every night and shit. Seriously, it's just it happened again. It happened. What the fuck? It's just when you honestly think about it and have 12 games last week, all decided in the final couple minutes or last 10 seconds, and how literally, and even a hockey game tied 3-3 or 2-2 with 5 minutes to go. When you take all those games and how literally all of them were decided in the last 10 seconds to 5 minutes, and none of them bounced our way. It's truly, I don't even know the word. It's unbelievable.
It's atrocious.
Literally not one of those happened to go our way.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just mentally, you can't let it get to you. Today's a new day. It's a new week. We're 8 days into January. We have 350 some more days to go this year. So make it up, a couple big days, and make it all up. So
absolutely.
And then start turning green here for January. So But the main thing is just focus on today, have a day today. Tomorrow, we'll focus on tomorrow, having a day tomorrow. The days turned into weeks, the weeks turned into months, and the months turned into a green year. So it's all we can do.
It's all we can do. It's all we can do, my friend. But everybody's excited for this year ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching. I always say it, and I'll always say it. You guys make the show what it is. So thank you very much for joining us. As always, invest wisely and live freely.